Hello everyone and welcome to week 10 of the TBL. We are here in our final week of the season, of the regular season at least. Now please note it is getting uploaded, as you're probably aware, on December 24th and then Christmas Day. Next week is the 1st of January. We will be taking a week off before the playoffs start. So the playoffs will start on the 5th. The 7th of January will be the Teambuilder, and then the 8th will be the quarterfinal matchup. We don't know our opponent yet. We know we're in. We've locked up the 1 seed for my division, so we are into the playoffs, playing against whoever comes in as the 4 seed, which could be any number of people at this point. So we'll obviously keep you guys posted on Twitter, in the Discord, as soon as we know. If you ever want to check the doc, all that stuff is in the description below, so definitely check all that out. It's all there for you if you ever wanted to know that information. But we are here for our final matchup, and it is sort of a fine-tuning matchup. This is an opponent who's really good. TShen has been a phenomenal battler all season, and the only other person who has managed to beat the British Bruxish this season is my opponent right here. So TShen has Landorus, Victini, Suicune, Magnezone, Espeon, Ninetales Alola, Dusclops, Sandslash Alola, Ursaring, Claydol, and Mega Gyarados. His team is super threatening, amazing speed tier coverage. He's got a lot of options for hazard removal between Espeon with Bounce. He's got spinning Sandslash and Claydol. So he's got all sorts of options for hazard removal. Now, I'm not going to be running a ton of hazards this week, but as you can see on my supportive Infernape, the first Pokemon we're bringing, and this week, as I said before, I don't necessarily have to win this week, so I'm not going to be running the most competitive things. I'm going to see how I do with some unexpected sets. So this thing is going to be running Brick Break, Stealth Rock, Will-O-Wisp, and Taunt. It is going to have 196 speed with a Jolly Nature, which gives it 168, which outspeeds Victini no matter what, and everything on his team except for Espeon and Ninetales being timid. Now, the reason I actually I can't outspeed them anyway, so it doesn't really matter to put more speed into it. And I want to be able to verify if they are timid, so if they do outspeed me, then they're timid. This thing is holding the red card because his team is really threatening to mine. If he knows that I'm going to set up Stealth Rocks, he may go out into something like Claydol, and I want to be able to set up the rocks again and have him Psychic or something and get boosted away. Now, I'm running max HP, which allows me to survive some extra hits. Still some things that I don't survive. Even a timid Psychic from an Espeon kills me, so I have to watch out for that. We have the Brick Break because he has the Ninetales and he has the Aurora Veil. So I'm expecting him to lead Ninetales if he brings it, and he can go for Aurora Veil and I can go for Stealth Rocks. He may switch out anyway because a Flare Blitz would OHKO his Ninetales, not after an Aurora Veil, but he may stay in and go for the Aurora Veil. So I can click the Stealth Rock. Then he may switch out because he can't really touch me no matter what. Even if he doesn't, I can still click either Willow or Brick Break and get rid of the Aurora Veil right off the bat. Taunt allows me to hit things like the Landorus so that it can't set up its own hazards. I can taunt the Suicune. I could taunt the Mega Gyarados so it can't Dragon Dance. Things like that will allow me to have some extra utility. This thing is obviously not going to be a sweeper this week. It is more of a utility Pokemon. Next up, we have Monk, the Lucario. Lucario has Bullet Punch, Ice Punch, Close Combat, and Crunch, which covers literally his entire team. Every single Pokemon on his team gets super affected by this Lucario. Now, I'm running a Choice Scarf with Bullet Punch. I don't love that combination, but obviously we are playing on Sun and Moon rules, not Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, so I can't get Meteor Mash anyway. But Bullet Punch still OHKOs the Ninetales if I need it to without the Aurora Veil. And it does give me that priority in case I do get knocked off by something like the Landorus, and manage to have some priority for later. Now, Choice Scarf with 188 speed and a plus speed nature guarantees that I'm going to outspeed everything on his team, and that amount of speed is going to guarantee that I can actually outspeed everything that is slower than me. That amount of speed guarantees that I'm going to outspeed Mega Gyarados after a Dragon Dance, as long as I still have my Scarf, and I OHKO it with a Close Combat. So that's really, really vital. He cannot outspeed me. Even if he's Jolly Mega Gyarados, I outspeed him with that speed and get the Close Combat off, even if he clicks Dragon Dance once. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I could have this thing be that speed. Next up, we have Cleric the Umbreon. It's going to be Foul Play, Wish, Toxic, Heal Bell. Nothing special about this Umbreon. It is Calm Nature, Max Special Defense, Max Defense. This is a very standard Umbreon. It works really well against his team. It gives me a special wall, and that can handle things like the Claydol if it's special, it can handle the Dusclops just fine. Doesn't love being burned, but if I burn the Dusclops back, I'm okay with that. And I do have Heal Bell. It handles the Espeon, so it handles the Magnezone pretty well. So I think this thing has a pretty good matchup this week, just being bulky Calm support. Toxic hits most of his team, whittles the Suicune, whittles the Claydol, whittles the Dusclops, things like that. And then Heal Bell is because I do not want my Lucario to be statused. I don't want it to be burned on some fluke scald by a Suicune or anything like that. Really don't want things being toxic, especially the Umbreon. I want the Umbreon to have super longevity here. So this thing is going to have Wish coverage this week. Next up, we have Paladin, the Mega Venusaur, who's coming back again. Knockoff Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Synthesis. This is more physically defensive than the Umbreon, but still not super physically defensive because its physical threats just don't match up well against my team. The Landorus, yeah, it's scary, but I can handle it pretty well. And then the Mega Gyarados, the Mega Gyarados doesn't do much to this anyway. So, knockoff Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Synthesis. Leech Seed is because the only thing that's going to handle Leech Seed well is the Espeon. Obviously, everything else is not going to love getting seeded. And then I can sit there, Seed, Synthesis, and be all set. Now, obviously, if he does go into the Espeon, I have the knockoff. So, he can't just safely go into the Espeon on my Venusaur. I don't have Sludge Bomb, even though he has a Ninetales, because that's the only thing Sludge Bomb would hit. And I just didn't think that was a justifiable reason to run it over any of these other 4 moves. If you think differently, by all means tell me, and maybe if I meet TShen again in the finals, I will have Sludge Bomb on this Venusaur. Next up, we have Druid the Latias. You might have recognized my naming scheme. It is all base classes from D&D, or from Pathfinder specifically. Next up this is Druid the Latias. She is Gracium Z holding Calm Mind, Energy Ball, Shadow Ball, Tailwind. Now, as you do recognize, my team is a little bit slower than his, and so Latias is not going to be running max speed, just enough speed to outspeed Victini every time, but I'm not actually going to be able to speed tie with the Espeon and the Ninetales. It didn't seem worth it. I feel like I'm just going to lose the speed ties anyway, and if I lose the speed tie, I might as well put those EVs somewhere else. So I'm putting them into my my HP to take a hit a little bit better. So Espeon's not going to OHKO this thing, and I can hit Shadow Ball. Ninetales doesn't quite OHKO this thing with Moonblast. I didn't calc Blizzard, I don't think, but I did calc Moonblast. It doesn't kill with Moonblast. This thing's Gracium Z Energy Ball can do so much damage to Suicune. OHKO's Mega Gyarados, OHKO's Claydol. So it just seemed like a very good coverage move for this. After a Calm Mind, it OHKO's Landorus, I believe. And between Energy Ball and Shadow Ball, I hit everything on his team neutrally, which was really, really important. So Calm Mind will really help if I can predict a switch. I can get the Tailwind up if I'm worried about it, and that way I can outspeed things. For instance, the Sand Slash with Hail, if he does bring it, Tailwind plus a Scarf Lucario will outspeed that and be able to OHKO it with a close combat. Lastly, we have Gardevoir, Sorcerer the Gardevoir, Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Icy Wind, Destiny Bond. Now we have just enough speed to outspeed an Icy Winded anything on his team. So anything on his team gets hit by Icy Wind, we outspeed it the following turn and can click Destiny Bond if we want, can click Moonblast if it makes sense. So if he does have the Magnezone in there and it looks like it's going to kill me, and I have the Icy Wind on it, and I outspeed it, the one thing about the Magnezone is that he may be Scarfed, but even if he's Scarfed, after the Icy Wind, he goes down to neutral, and then we outspeed him. We click Destiny Bond, and he kills me with Flash Cannon, and he goes down too. His Magnezone scares me a lot. But other things that could happen with Espeon with Shadow Ball, Mega Gyarados with Crunch, Icy Wind, Life Orb, OHKO's Landers anyway, so whatever. So if we aren't going to be able to get a Moonblast off, if we aren't going to be able to get the Shadow Ball off, which do ridiculous damage against his team, we do have the chance to go for the Icy Wind Destiny Bond combo on a switch after we force one with this Gardevoir. Now, the other thing that I thought about with this Gardevoir is that if he has Magnezone, I could trace Magnet Pull and keep that Magnezone stuck there. So that's a really interesting thing that I can do with this Gardevoir, is when he brings in the Magnezone, trace. I don't know if I survive a Flash Cannon. I'm pretty sure I survive a Flash Cannon, get the Icy Wind off, and then click Destiny Bond on the following turn. Or if I know he's Scarfed, just click Destiny Bond the first time, survive one Flash Cannon, and then when he kills me the second time, then it just takes it down with me. So This Gardevoir has a lot of utility to it. I don't know why its EVs are not maxed out, so it should be like that. But hopefully they are in-game. I'm pretty sure that they are. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this Team Builder. We will get right to the battle tomorrow, and you guys are going to be watching in postseason play when we get to that at the beginning of next year. It's crazy to say that. But thank you all so much for supporting this channel throughout the entirety of 2017. Thank you so much for being here with me as we continue on with the TBL. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's battle, Week 10, against TShen and the Orange City Orangurus. I'm excited, guys. Take care, everybody.